A lot has been said and written about how to lose weight. Skipping a meal a day, fasting, eating many foods high in fat, not eating bread, not drinking soda or sugar, not eating animal fats, taking vitamin pills, pills to lose appetite, etc. Many thousand people suffer because of obesity, and rightly so. Obesity makes you feel guilty, weak, lacking control. They are victims of practical jokes, of the incomprehension of friends and relatives and even doctors. Diets never seem to work. Miracle drugs to lose weight leave serious consequences and even lead to death. But what is obesity? Obesity is basically an excessive accumulation of fat in the body. Although the way the obese person looks is in most cases the motivation to try to lose weight, obesity is not limited to a matter of aesthetics. It goes much farther. Excess weight is always associated with the incidence of heart disease, cerebral hemorrhage, diabetes, cancer, poor circulation, high blood pressure, and some forms of fatty kidney disease and degenerative arthritis, in addition to the fact that the obese has less resistance to other diseases, risk of death during surgical procedure, as well as in pregnancy and childbirth. In this course, we will show how to eat correctly. You will not deprive yourself of any food. All foods are necessary. You simply are going to eat more rationally, and you will do the right exercise to strengthen your muscles and improve your health and your figure. You will also get the right mental attitude towards temptations and will be able to stay in the ideal figure and weight. All this at your own pace and without heroic sacrifices, which almost never provide lasting results. This course is not an instant method. It takes some time for the stored fat to be converted into energy in the most natural way possible. We will not promise you that you will lose weight overnight, but this method works, and you will lose weight at a safe pace, and once you reach your ideal weight, you will stay that way. Rule number 1. Eat 3 meals a day: breakfast, dinner, and supper. This means you must not eat at all between meals. Learn to say, "No, thank you, I'm on a diet." The worst thing anyone can do is to stuff up with cookies and sweets before meals. During your meals, you will eat properly. Many people take the term "eat well" as "eat a lot." In reality, eating well means providing your body whatever it needs for its growth, maintenance, and energy consumption. If we exceed carbohydrate intake, for example, and take more than what our body uses in its activities, the excess is stored in the form of fat. If this situation persists, the amount of stored fat will start to cause problems. If, on the other hand, we eat exactly what our body needs, that is, carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, and minerals, we will have a more pleasant figure, and we will not get sick from lacking some essential mineral or vitamin. In summary, being fat does not mean being well nourished, and it does cause problems. Rule number 3. You should give up repeating dishes. If you love some food, save a little for the next meal time. Do not swallow until you are totally full. Your stomach will get used to this regimen and will give you the stop signal. Eating abundantly may be more of a habit than a necessity. You may start by removing from your daily eating behavior, for example, taking 2 cups of coffee, and will take only 1. If you like sweet cookies, eat only 1 as your dessert. Rule number 4. Eat slowly. Enjoy everything you eat. Much of the pleasure of eating is in chewing. A single cookie chewed with delight will provide you more pleasure than 10 cookies swallowed in a hurry. Drink your liquids by sipping instead of emptying the glass in record time. Establish a defined "this is enough" discipline. For example, when you have finished what you consider to be sufficient, carefully brush your teeth. Remove any remaining food residue between your teeth. Then say to yourself, "I will not eat after brushing." This will provide an adequate nutrition and healthy teeth. Rule number 5. Do not be misled by TV commercials. Remember that their purpose is to promote the sale of a product, be it good or bad. Almost all products presented in the ads contain mainly carbohydrates, cakes, chips, soft drinks, and in many of them they promise to provide this or that percentage of the daily body requirements. However, usually plant proteins. To quote an example, they are what is called incomplete proteins, lacking some of the amino acids necessary for our body to consider them complete proteins. This gives rise to rule number 6 of our course. Eat foods containing plant protein, always accompanied by foods which provide animal protein. The main sources of animal protein are meat, viscera, chicken, fish, milk and its derivatives, and eggs. Take gelatin as an example. Although it's 100% animal protein, it needs to be accompanied by vegetable protein in order to be used by our body. Our body cells take what they need when it comes to them in the form of complete proteins, otherwise they reject it. Here we will talk a little about some foods that have been a point of controversy for many people in relation to their effects on the body. Salt. Table salt undergoes a process during which some iodine is added, essential to the thyroid gland. Without an adequate source of iodine in our diet, a disease known as goiter will develop. Water retention is equally dependent on salt. If you have hypertension, high blood pressure, ask your doctor about the amount of salt you can intake. Unless your doctor says otherwise, do not exclude salt from your diet. Eggs. Unfairly accused of causing heart disease, eggs are formidable food packages. 2 eggs provide 19% of daily protein requirement, 5% of iron, 3% of thiamine, 2% of riboflavin, and 43% of niacin. But beware, do not eat them raw, especially the white, since raw egg white prevents the absorption of biotin, a leading member of the B vitamins family, needed to take advantage of other nutrients. In addition, raw white can be a carrier of dangerous salmonella, responsible for digestive and circulatory problems. In the dishes in which the white is well done, omelettes, scrambled eggs, hard-boiled, etc., eggs are not only delicious but excellent as food. Eat 1 egg a day or at least 4 days per week. Milk. A popular belief says milk makes you fat. People have also blamed milk for all kinds of evil: cancer, allergy, digestive disorders, acne, etc. On the other hand, there are those who say that only small children need it. Is all this true? No. Milk is a wonderful food. It is our main source of calcium. 2 glasses of milk supply the daily calcium requirement of an adult. To get it from other foods, you would have to eat 115 burgers or 115 cooked potatoes or 24 cups of cooked carrots or 144 medium-sized apples. 99% of the calcium in our body is found in our bones and our teeth. The enamel of our teeth is the hardest tissue of the body. Blood should have a constant calcium content. We need it in order to control our heartbeat, blood clotting, and as an aid in the exchange of nutrients and waste materials. Finally, calcium, together with phosphorus, is a must in the proper operation of nerves and muscles, as well as to ensure the acid-base balance of the body. If our body does not get calcium from food, it will take it from our reserve, the bones. When this happens, our bone system starts to be destroyed. So, milk more than makes up for its tiny portion of fat, 3.5%. In summary, calcium is indispensable not only for children. It is vital for their proper development, but also for adults of any age. The reduced space in this course does not allow us to make a long list of all the properties of these foods, but we must know that milk is an indispensable food. Bread. This food has many advantages. Rich in carbohydrates, our body's favorite energy source, although incomplete. They are used when combined with proteins of animal origin. B vitamins, iron, phosphorus, and fat. It is easy to produce and store. It is cheap, and its taste is so pleasant that it hardly bores. Bread has been removed from the diet of many people in an attempt to lose weight. It has been alleged to contain many calories. But what is a calorie? Is it a measure of fat? Not at all. A calorie is a measure of amount of heat. The amount of heat needed to raise the temperature of a gram of water by 1 degree centigrade. Our body continuously produces heat. Each cell is burning fuel and producing heat. Every time a muscle moves, it produces heat. All this energy comes from the calories we eat. The body normally uses carbohydrates to produce energy. If they are missing, it will begin to devour its fat reserve. Once fat is depleted, it will use up proteins. At this point, the body will be consuming itself. Although the delicious taste of bread makes it tempting for those who are trying to lose weight, removing it completely from your table can deprive you of a necessary, delightful, and inexpensive food. Sugar. Probably no other food means so much in our pleasant memories. Sweets and cakes at weddings, birthday parties. Sugar is added or is even the base for numerous foods. It is used to preserve fruits, improve the taste of many foods, and also for the delicious desserts at the end of a meal. It sweetens our coffee, tea, and soft drinks. Sugar is a cheap and fast-acting supply of energy. Together with starch, it helps in creating tissues and using fat. During digestion, starch and sugar turn into glucose. Our blood maintains a constant level of glucose, which is necessary for us to use for 10 to 15 minutes of life, heat, and movement. In the form of glycogen, the body stores a reserve for up to 24 hours. If we consume more sugar than needed, the excess is saved as stored fat. If blood sugar goes down, the glycogen becomes glucose again. There are several sources of sugar in food, and sugar obtained in each group has a different name. Glucose, also called dextrose, makes up to 20% by weight of grapes. It also exists abundantly in fruits, vegetable juices, potatoes, and onions. Fructose, also called levulose, forms approximately 50% of the solid matter of bee honey and is also found abundantly in fruits and vegetable juices. Glucose and fructose are the only sugars that can be absorbed directly by the body. Sucrose. It is obtained from cane, beet, sorghum, maple, and many edible root vegetables, such as carrots. The pineapple contains it abundantly. Sucrose is the one in our sugar bowl on the table, and it is the most widely used for cooking. During digestion, it becomes glucose and fructose. Maltose. It is found in cereal grains and malt products. Lactose. It is found in milk, 6% in breast milk and 5% in cow's milk. It is the least sweet-tasting sugar of them all. During digestion, it provides 3 parts of galactose to 1 part of glucose. Although some people mistakenly believe that a piece of candy is the fastest way to get energy, actually both cane sugar and lactose, milk sugar, take the same amount of time in digesting. Only vegetable and fruit sugars are absorbed immediately. Many people think eating a chocolate bar before performing a heavy task will provide them with instant energy. In real life, this is false. Fruits and vegetables do provide instant energy and provide many other nutrients as well. Sugar should be used with caution. Its delicious taste is very tempting and it is easy to consume too much. Wine and beer. High in sugar content, alcohol, and with a very dubious vitamin content, in addition to the serious risk of addiction, we definitely have to leave them out of a healthy diet. Do not be influenced by publicity or by the opinions of some of your friends. If your goal is to achieve the ideal weight figure, you will need to be willing to make a little effort. If you're going to reach your goal, remember, no thanks, I'm on a diet. Fruits and vegetables. Many moms never bother to take into account a balanced diet plan for their family. Therefore, individuals from the generations coming from such households have a high risk of becoming malnourished and probably obese. We depend on fruits and vegetables to get 90% of vitamin C and 2/3 of vitamin A from our food. These vitamins also help in the proper operation of our digestive system for normal elimination of waste in the digestive tract, and since they are in the fewer calories group, they can help us control our weight. They contain no cholesterol, and with the exception of coconut, olives, and avocados, vegetables do not contain saturated fats. They are key foods in the prevention of heart and circulatory system diseases. Green leafy vegetables such as lettuce, cabbage, and parsley are excellent sources of many vitamins and minerals and are low in calories. Vitamin C, for example, helps produce a substance called collagen, which holds body tissues together. With the aid of other nutrients, enzymes, and oxygen, it contributes to the formation and maintenance of tissues. When vitamin C is missing, bones lose calcium and become porous, making them brittle. Teeth tend to grow out of their normal positions and the gums swell and bleed easily. Also, the blood vessels, especially the capillaries, tend to break, producing blue spots under the skin. The most dangerous are hemorrhages in the bladder, spleen, kidneys, adrenals, digestive tract, etc. Vitamin C also helps in producing red cells in the blood, in growth of the individual, resistance to infections and diseases such as tuberculosis, healing of wounds, etc. Vitamin C sources: many vegetables, potatoes, citrus fruits, lemons, oranges and limes, tomatoes, cabbage, strawberries and papayas. Although the vegetables also contain abundant vitamin C, it is easily lost if cooked in a lot of water and draining it at the end. It is best to eat them together with the water used for cooking. Also, avoid exposing them to heat and excessive aeration before cooking, since oxygen destroys vitamin C. When chopping them, cut them into cubes rather than slices to reduce the air-exposed surface. If a vegetable is ripe, eat it as soon as possible, otherwise you'll lose its vitamin C. To take advantage of their nutritional content, eat vegetables as part of a balanced food rather than eating them alone. Vegetables are also rich in vitamin A. Vitamin A has an important effect on growth, longevity, good operation of the lacrimal glands, and good night vision. Every time we move from a dark place to a very bright place, changes in the retina of the eye lead to a greater consumption of vitamin A. Vitamin A is also responsible for smooth skin and silky hair. Forget to apply creams on the outside. The smoothness of the skin can be achieved through a balanced diet with plenty of vitamin A. In addition to looking good, healthy skin is more resistant to bacterial invasion. The respiratory system is also affected by the lack of vitamin A. Vitamin A also contributes to the formation and good health of teeth. It also helps prevent stones from forming in the kidneys. Vitamin A is found in butter, whole milk, liver, and cod liver oil. Soft drinks. Bottled soft drinks other than diet contain a large amount of sugar. However, you may occasionally drink a soda, gradually replacing them with a glass of cold water. It is entirely desirable to eliminate them from our diet by replacing them with water, orange juice, or milk. Coffee. Coffee has stimulating effects. If you usually drink a lot of coffee, you are also intaking an appreciable amount of sugar. Start by reducing the amount of sugar used to sweeten your coffee, and when you get used to the new, not so sweet taste, start reducing the numbers of cups you drink daily. Reduce them to 1 cup a day, accompanying your meal. Exercise. We do not recommend enrolling in a gym and begin doing intensive gymnastics. When the human body was created, the situation was very different from that of today. There were no cars to pollute the air, machinery to do all the work, nor computers for you to sit and stay indoors all day, and so on. Digestion, for example, is a process that needs your body in motion. A slow walk after eating is of great help. Walking is often necessary for the proper functioning of the urinary tract, as well as it develops the muscles and relaxes the mind. Take daily walks and go as far as you can. If you get tired, stop and rest. Walk for transportation, fun, or sport. Your body will thank you for that. Make your first walks at exactly the same pace you normally walk. After the first week, walk briskly as if in a hurry. Do not even try to go jogging. That can hurt you. First, reach your correct weight. Try to use the car as little as possible. One final tip. Do not despair. Everything will come in due time. Warning: do not start any diet or exercise program without the supervision of a doctor. You need to keep in mind your overall health as well as an adequate nutrition.